Alright boys, UFC 284 just wrapped up and it was an absolute banger of a card. It really was. But the main event of the evening is probably one of the highest level MMA bouts we have seen in a long time. The only things I can think of that gets close is like DC and Stipe Miocic, John Jones versus DC, you know, these types of matchups. These are the type of matchup that we see what mixed martial arts is truly about, because like I really liked it because Volkanovski underestimated Islam Makhachev striking, and Islam underestimated Volkanovski's wrestling. So it was really good back and forth. I mean, I don't have a big issue with the scoring. I mean, 49-46 is just disrespectful. You know, it's just judges being edgy, as they always are these days. Because, but does Islam deserve to be pound for pound number one? I know you beat a man, then you take his place, but Volkanovski's resume is so clear of Islam Makhachev's, and that's what the pound for pound number one. I mean, they're only going to be pound for pound number one until John Jones beats Cyril Gane, but you know, I really do think that Volkanovski deserves it because he's beaten Jose Aldo. Who else? Max Holloway 3 times, Korean Zombie, Chad Mendes. Who's Islam beat? You know, it's Charles and it's Volkanovski, and after that Bobby Green, Arman Sarukian. You know, it's not the high caliber, and that's what the pound for pound number one list is. You know, Alex Pereira is not above Israel Adesanya, even though he beat him. You know, Leon is not above Usman. It could be wrong though, but I don't think he is. You know, you see what I mean? You know, resumes are still here, and it wasn't in Volkanovski's weight class even. But you know, Volkanovski, his stock has gone high, I would say. It's not even dropped. You know, this is the worst stylistic matchup he's ever faced, and did pretty damn well. You know, you could make the argument he won. You know, you really could. I mean, like, Volkanovski was so goddamn good. You know, his striking was unbelievable, but his takedown defense was impeccable in this fight. You know, we have never seen Islam struggle like this. Islam almost got finished in the 5th. You know, this was an unbelievable matchup, and yeah, I mean, the Perth card was really good, but it didn't have like that. You know, the main event was the only really big matchup because Rob and Paul Acosta, it wasn't on the card, and Kai Kara France. You know, I mean, Justin Taffel was on the main card. I mean, yes, he did have a really good walk-off KO, but shouldn't be on the main card. You know, yeah. I mean, Volkanovski now has to go down and face Yair Rodriguez, who absolutely dismantled Josh Emmett. I mean, the mixed martial arts on display from him was amazing, and he's finally realizing his true potential of being one of the best MMA fighters, because he's now hitting his prime. You know, he's really calm and relaxed. You know, Josh Emmett really, I think, really crumbled under the pressure because Josh Emmett is really old, and this was his only shot, and he blew it. He really did, and yeah, because like he really felt the pressure. I feel like he's finally gotten his shot, and he just fumbled it. To be honest with you, you know, Yair was cool, he was relaxed. You know, he's faced Max Holloway, he's faced Frankie Edgar, he's faced all these big names. You know, and he's really learned from his what, 6-7 years, probably more in the UFC, and yeah. I'm really excited to see him versus Volkanovski, because like Volkanovski is really facing, you know, the different people now. You know, Yair Rodriguez is a really stylistic matchup for him. You know, it's really different. You know, he's facing different people. But if Yair wins the belt or Volk vacates, I mean, he really could do that still. To go up to 155, I would love that. 155 would be the best weight class ever then. No, not ever, but you get what I mean. You know, really good. But, you know, if Yair wins, you give Max Holloway the shot then. I don't, you know, if Volkanovski loses the belt and Max Holloway is still in the division, it would be really hard because Max Holloway's lost 3 of his last title opportunities, but he's still beating everyone else. You know, it would be really hard to see that, you get what I mean? But yeah, Josh Emmett's blew it. He's now going to become a gatekeeper, and they're probably going to feed him to like Ev or someone like that. You know, they're really going to feed him because, I mean, like he had very close decisions to get even to the title shot. I don't think he deserved. I think Arnold Allen deserves it because, I mean, he dismantled Calvin Kattar. I know he had a knee injury, but he was going to win that fight. Let's be brutally honest. And I thought Calvin Kattar won against Josh Emmett. I really did. So yeah. Really, you know, I was so glad he lost because I don't think he deserved the fight, to be brutally honest. That is the one reason. I didn't think he deserved the fight. Never thought he was going to beat him, you know. Josh Emmett is Chad Mendes, you know, he really is. He's Chad Mendes without the wrestling, you know, big overhand right, that's all. You know what I mean? He's got some good boxing, but that's about it, you know, he's not exciting. So yeah, absolutely dismantled him. I mean, he's got his first submission, which was crazy to watch. Other thoughts on the card? I mean, Jimmy Crute versus Alonso Menifield was an amazing fight. I mean, a bit of a sour that we didn't get a winner because Alonso just, you know, caught the fence, but, you know, he deserved the 1 point deduction. You know, it was a draw. I hope they run it back because it was a really good fight, and Alonso Menifield is really starting to put some pressure on this division now. Other thoughts? Tyson Pedro is never gonna be anything great because he got absolutely didn't get dismantled by Bukalkis, but it's a bit embarrassing, you know, full camp, and he's still, you know, he's gasping for air, you know, he can't even breathe, and yeah, it was a bit embarrassing to watch, to be honest with you. But my thoughts: UFC Perth, absolute banger of a card, and yeah, the Australian fans really delivered, you know. Really delivered. It was only like 14,000 in attendance, and it was a really good card. Other thoughts: the prime bottle in the cage looked goofy, and that's about it for me. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you later. Peace.